That means your system hang up. Why? Because user gives the task immediately, and the process is already busy with so many tasks, and it is unable to take your new task, then it will cease the tasks. To avoid that, what our developers do, they implement a mechanism called debounce. That is very common in web designing. What is debounce? Not only web designing, in any multitasking application, even you are learning Java, .NET, Python and all, you have a multi-threading concept. What is the purpose of multi-threading? The purpose of multi-threading is to handle multiple tasks simultaneously at the same time. And you know, in multi-threading like concept, you have a sleep option. Thread sleeps. What is the purpose? Even user triggers it, it will not immediately execute. It will delay by some time and it will release into the process. That's what we have to do. And that is called as what? Debounce. So later we will implement in different places, but what is the point here is these three functions are executing very fast. So we need to delay. Then what we do? Set timeout. So which one? Level 1. Release that into process after 4 seconds. Set timeout and level 2. Release that after some 8,008 seconds. And set timeout into level 3. So level 3 and you put into 14,000 milliseconds, something like this we are giving. What is the meaning of this is actually what happens now is, for example, we have three tasks. So let's say this is the memory and this is the process. So this is memory and this is the process. That means we have process and memory. Now we have task. That means task 1. That is the first task. Okay. We are having task 2. That is second task. Okay, let it be like this. Now what happens is when we click the button, what it is going to do is it loads task 1 and task 2 both into memory. After that, first task is released into process. This task is released into process. After it is released into process, immediately the second one also released into process. That is the reason you feel like overwriting. Now, generally what we do, when first task is released and it is running in the process, we will lock the second task for some time. That means we will delay and make it sleep for some time. Once the first task is completed and it is out, then we will release the second task. What is advantage of this is we can allow a task to finish it. So this will reduce the problem of heavy loading of memory, heavy loading of process. So what will happen here is it is going to load all three at a time into memory. All three are loaded at a time into memory, but all are not released at a time into process. One is released after 4 seconds, another released after 4 seconds, means after 8 seconds. The gap between them is 4. You observe carefully now. When I click this button now, when I click this button increase, then it will take time now. First, it will release after 4 seconds, increased by 30. After that, it is increased by 70. After that, it is full. Actually, previously also same thing happening, but it is so fast that we cannot catch that. So we need to implement debounce. We need to implement debounce. And very important is once it is loaded into memory and you want to clean up from the memory, then actually in JavaScript, what happens is suppose I want to delete this level 2 from memory. So that means level all three are loaded. One I want to cancel anytime. If I want to cancel this, what we do generally is, if you have done this in JavaScript, you will declare one variable, and in that variable, you can set a reference name and you can clear timeout using that reference. For example, I will put a button. I will put a button here. I will put a button, cancel level 2. I will put the button. I will use here BTN, some danger. What should happen on cancel click function? Cancel click. I will just use cancel click. Okay, on cancel click, I need to cancel the second one. Remember, as of now, these three functions are loaded into memory, but we don't know in which memory reference which one is there. Understood the point? That means, as of now, what is happening? Memory is allocated. In the memory, it is loading how many functions? 3. Level 1 is loaded, level 2 is loaded, and level 3 is loaded. But in which location, which one is there, we don't know. Then how you will cancel them? That means all are in memory, but memory is not a stack. Memory is a heap. If memory is a heap, we are not sure in which place which one is running. Then what? How you will cancel them? Then what we need? We need a reference memory for this. Na? Generally, if you want to create a reference memory and use reference memory, you don't have any solution in JavaScript. You will directly use variables only, var x or letx or constant x. But in React.js, they have a solution for that. If you want to load something in memory and you want to use it across the requests, and it is meant for internal purpose, not for rendering output, it is meant for internal usage, then what you can do is you can use a hook called, we will create one thread and we can use a hook called useRef. useRef is a new hook introduced into React from 17 version onwards. What is the purpose of this hook is it creates a reference memory. In this reference memory, we can store any value, we can store any function. What is advantage of reference memory? It is native to process. Reference memory is native to process. That means it will be used by your process threads. What is advantage of using by reference memory? It is more faster in communication. That means don't create a normal memory, create a reference memory. Later, when you learn about useref, you will learn some more points about it. As of now, what is the purpose of reference memory? It will allocate a memory, it will store some value or function in the memory, and the value function in memory is used inside the process. It is not for rendering output. You may ask, like, can I use useState? You can use useState also, but what is the purpose of value in useState? The purpose of value in useState is to present in the UI. I don't want to present in the UI, I want to use it internally. Then what is the best memory? Reference. That means what we will do, initially we will make it as null. And what we will do is here, how to access the reference memory by using thread.current. We have to access thread.current is equal to that memory. That means now this function is loaded into a reference memory, and that reference memory is accessed by using which property? Current. That means thread is your own name. You can give any name. Thread is my own name. I given a name. That means actually what JavaScript people will do, just they will use a variable like this. After that, what they do into that variable, they will store like this. That's how they do. That means a variable is created by name thread. In that variable, they are storing a function. What is advantage of that? Here, what we can do on cancel click, we will clear timeout. Clear timeout, which one? thread. This is how JavaScript people used to do that. But this is not a good idea in React. Then what we do is we will not create a normal memory. We will create a reference memory. How you do that? Use ref. What is advantage of creating reference memory? Reference memory is very faster in internal process. You can use normal variables also. You will see so many React people still using normal variables that we don't recommend anymore. We always recommend to handle such situations by using what? Ref. Use ref. How to access reference memory? You have to access reference memory by using thread dot what? Current. And here, how to cancel? Thread dot what? Current. We have to cancel. On cancel click, you execute. On click, what is it? Cancel click. So we will use cancel click. We will use cancel click. And I will put an alert temporarily. Cancelled, suppose simply like, yeah, cancelled, cancelled task 2, level 2, cancel level 2, such message I am giving. Now what is the point here is, you click on this button and you don't click cancel, then level 1 will work, after that level 2 will work, and after that level 3 also will. But we want to cancel level 2. So then what we will do? Let's refresh. I click on this button. After that, immediately I will click cancel. It is cancelled. Then it is first one. After the first one, then 70% will not come because it is cancelled. Directly volume full will come. So it is going to remove and display. It is going to display. So this we will implement later in so many stages. First you understood the point. We will put in real example now. What is the real example? Best example you will see is a person logged in. After login into a website, it is a banking website or very important, heavy load is taken and security is very important. You logged in and you are not doing anything. Then for 5 minutes they will see. After that they will say your session timed out. That means how we can delete his session after waiting for 5 seconds? If 5 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, he is not doing anything, that means no interactions found from his side, then immediately session timed out. If he is doing interactions, then it is fine. Not doing interaction, then we will session timeout. Such things we do by using which mechanism? Debounce. So what is the concept of debounce? A point I will give here. One real world example, we will see that. What is debounce? Actually, bounce is a mechanism of releasing task into process immediately when triggered. When triggered. Immediately when triggered. If complex tasks are performed by process, then it may cease the process. Debounce allows to lock the task and keep inactive for a specific duration of time. Lock the task and keep inactive for a specific duration of time. Inactive for a specific duration of time. So it is managed using two functions, set timeout and clear timeout. Syntactically, set timeout uses a function pointer, or you can directly write a function and interval. This is general syntax how you do in JavaScript. So what is new here? You should know about use ref. So it is a React hook used to configure reference memory. It is a React hook used to configure reference memory. So it allows to store a value or function in memory. You can avoid re-render of value or function by storing in reference memory. You can avoid re-render of value or function by storing in reference memory. Later you will see so many other uses also for the useref. So syntactically, some thread is equal to useref. You can access the memory using current property. Thread dot current is equal to a function, or you can put a value. Clear timeout thread dot current. So this is not complete example. This is just only the example of understanding syntax. We will put in a proper example how to use debounce and all. But almost out of 100 interviews you attend on React, every interview, you can say 100 out of 100 interview will have a question about debounce. You will have a question about reference and memo. So I will explain differences after learning some more examples, more difference. If anybody asks like use memo will avoid re-rendering. Use reference also will avoid re-rendering. Use memo can load a function in memory and use it. Use reference can load a function as well as value. Then what is difference? Difference is in use reference, once you load into memory, it is the same thing every time runs in memory. But use memo, it changes according to dependency. So use reference don't have dependency. So use memo have dependency. Whenever dependency changes, the new data will come and store in the memory. But this is loading data into memory and it is fixed. It is final. Same data will be used across any number of requests, right? So these are important point about demons. Now, one more option is throtter that we'll see in next session. How to handle that we will see in the next session. Okay, right. And one important point: I am not available for 2 days. Right, you will not have session tomorrow and day after tomorrow. Once on Thursday, once you come, please check the classroom. In the classroom, I will post the status. Why? Because Thursday institute may declare a holiday on Ugadi. So that's the reason we will have next session only on Friday. Okay, next session will be on Friday. So if there is no holiday on Thursday, we will have session on Thursday. That I will update into the classroom group. Okay, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, you just practice all this. So if next weekend we will conduct a weekend session little longer so that we can cover this 2 days gap if we have any gap. Okay, right. Yeah.
घर के पास गया ना घर के पास गया आ गया आ गया घर के पास आ गया आज शाम आज सुबह सुबह आया था 5 बजे 9 बजे शायद वो आके ऑफिस गया शायद पता नहीं ऑफिस नहीं आया। उसका ऑफिस अमीरपेट में है ना